My next guest is the son of one of our most revered presidents, and he's now heading up a project to honor our great veterans. It's called the Walkway to Victory, and it will memorialize the courageous men and women who liberated Europe and helped bring about the end of World War II. This week, I sat down with Michael Reagan to tell us all about it ahead of Veterans Day. Michael, we're honoring veterans on this particular show, and I thought how appropriate to have you here. Tell us a little bit about the Walkway to Victory project and your involvement in it.
You know, this will be the 101st anniversary of celebration of Veterans Day. And my foundation, the Reagan Legacy Foundation, has a program called Walkway to Victory. And people can go on online to walkwaytovictory.com, and they can order a brick with the name of a loved one who served in the Second World War and put their name on it and who they served with in the European theater. And it's $250. And we'll put the brick in the ground at St. Mary Glees, Normandy, France. We have basically worked and partnered with the Airborne Museum there. And they will have their name emblazoned for all of history for people to see and to know who it was that really saved the world. And the proceeds from this not only go to the brick, but any profits from that go to a scholarship program we set up about 12 years ago to give scholarships to the men and women who serve aboard my dad's ship, the USS Ronald Reagan.
I believe that the jacket you're wearing is from that ship, the USS Ronald Reagan. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely right. The captain of the USS Ronald Reagan gave me this jacket a few years ago, and I wear it special occasions like today, Governor, being on your show, talking about the Walkway to Victory and the veterans who my father honored. You know, I don't know if people know this, but my father was the first president to actually speak at Normandy, France on D-Day. Since then, of course, every other president has followed suit along with Ronald Reagan. So to be able to honor them with these bricks and honor those who saved the world, the veterans that we should be honoring each and every day of our lives.
You've made the comment before. I think it's very appropriate to discuss that every day in America ought to be Veterans Day. I mean, it's obviously very important to you, but it ought to be important to all of us.
It certainly should be. And we should, every time we see a veteran, say thank you. And say it to them and really mean it. You know, when we do these bricks and people are able to put a name on a brick, and if you don't know somebody, you can send a check to the Reagan Legacy Foundation. Just go to reaganlegacyfoundation.org, put in the memo, brick project. We will find the name of a veteran, and you'll have a brick that you can remember who that person was. But when they go to St. Mary Glees, and there's 4 buildings there surrounded by these bricks, this Walkway to Victory, you know, and people see it, the veterans see it, they cry, they're in tears, that somebody would remember them in that way for all time into the future.
I have to get the story of that Jeep that is behind you. I know there's something that must be involved. Tell us why that Jeep is behind you and what it represents.
Well, the Jeep, of course, is at Rancho del Cielo, the one my dad had when he was there. And when Mikhail Gorbachev came up and visited the ranch years ago, we were all there that day, my dad decided to take Gorbachev on a tour of the ranch. And he went and he got the Jeep, and he drove over and asked Gorbachev to get in the passenger seat, which he did. And then the president, my father, ended up driving off with Gorbachev in the Jeep to the dismay of the Secret Service. And you see the Secret Service running behind the Jeep to jump in the back of the Jeep because you got the leader of the free world driving Gorbachev. And if the Jeep goes over, what in the world do they do? Oh, it's a great moment. Great moment.
You know, it so reminds us of why everyone loved your dad. President Reagan was such a spontaneous and authentic person. That kind of moment, that little snippet from history, is endearing. And it's great that you've got the Jeep there at the ranch and a great legacy. And speaking of presidents, boy, have we ever had an interesting week with the election. Have you ever seen anything like it? And what does it tell us about our country, the good, the bad, the ugly?
Well, I think the bad is, this is what social media has done to America. Somebody in their underwear sitting in the basement of the grandparents' home is leading the country, if you will, and telling us what to do and what to think. But again, we are the greatest country in the world, and we have our ups and downs. But I will tell you, nobody has seen anything like this. Hopefully we don't see it again in the future, and we're able to find a way to, in fact, come together like my father did, back when he was president of the United States, and people worked together towards a common goal. When I tell people the last time we balanced a budget, Bill Clinton was president and Newt Gingrich was Speaker of the House, they look at me in amazement that happened. I'd like to see us get back to that point where we can find that common ground, go forward. And I think about my dad's gravesite. And if you read the gravesite there at the library, he talks about, in all men, there is good, find the good. America isn't looking for that good right now. We need to find the good in everybody, because in everybody, there is that good. And that was the greatness of Ronald Reagan.
Well, before we close out, I want you to give us another word about the Walkway to Victory project. Tell us the website again. How can we get one of those bricks to honor a veteran? Because I think that's a powerful way to just say to our veterans, we love you and we thank you.
Walkwaytovictory.com. If you've never been to St. Mary Gleaves, the first town freed by America, 4 a.m. of D-Day morning, if you will. It's a wonderful place to go. They love Americans there. But walkwaytovictory.com. You can also go to ReaganLegacyFoundation.org, find out all the things we do with the project, the Brick Project, and of course, the fact that we give these scholarships to men and women who serve aboard the USS Ronald Reagan. So all the money that we get in is used to help those in the future, educate the young and honor the old.
Michael Reagan, thank you very much. Great to have you with us.